In the peaceful village of northern Uganda, Akello lived a simple, happy life with her loving parents. They weren't rich, but their home was filled with joy, laughter, and faith. Akello's parents taught her the importance of kindness and the strength found in God's love. One fateful day, Akello's world was shattered. Her parents were involved in a tragic car accident, and both lost their lives. The loss was unbearable for the young girl, but it was only the beginning of her trials. Soon after the funeral, relatives swooped in and took everything her family had. They seized the land, the house, and all the possessions. Akello was left with nothing, abandoned by the very people who should have cared for her. Filled with anger and bitterness, Akello struggled to make sense of her new reality. How could my own family do this to me? She would often cry out. The pain of betrayal consumed her heart. She was forced to live with distant relatives, but their home was cold, and they treated her with disdain. Every night, Akello's heart was filled with the desire for revenge. In the village lived a good Christian man named Adongo, known for his wisdom and deep faith. He noticed the darkness growing in Akello's heart and approached her one day. "My child," Adongo said gently, "I see the pain in your eyes, but carrying that anger will only hurt you more." Akello replied bitterly, "How can I forgive them after all they've done to me? They took everything. They left me with nothing." Adongo smiled sadly and said, "Forgiveness is not for them, Akello. It's for you. The Bible teaches us in Colossians 3:13, "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you." Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It only destroys you from the inside. Akello struggled with this idea. How could she possibly forgive those who had taken everything from her? But Adongo's words stayed with her. Slowly, she began to pray for strength, asking God to help her release the bitterness she carried. One evening, as she sat under the stars, something changed. Akello felt a sense of peace wash over her. For the first time in years, she felt light, as though a burden had been lifted. She realized that by forgiving her relatives, she wasn't letting them off the hook, but freeing herself from the chains of hatred and anger. Akello forgave them, not for their sake, but for her own. Over time, she rebuilt her life with God's grace, surrounded by people who truly cared for her. She was no longer defined by her loss or by the wrongs done to her, but by the love and forgiveness that healed her soul. Through her journey, Akello learned that forgiveness doesn't erase the past, but it does free the heart to embrace the future. And in doing so, she found the peace she had been searching for all along.